What's up, guys? My name is John, here to talk a little bit about my faith. A word I would use to describe my life before God would be cynical. That's because I always grew up in church. Ever since I was born, my parents took me. They got me involved in a youth group. I went on missions trips. I went on retreats. But that was really just fake, almost. I was just going through the motions because that's what my parents wanted me to do. I really didn't find or have a relationship with God. It was more I was finding satisfaction in being good at sports and getting good grades and finding affection from other people rather than having a relationship with God. I just went through the motions acting like I was a godly guy, and I kept doing that. And then my 8th grade year, something happened that really caused a lot of doubt in my life. My grandma was diagnosed with aphasia and dementia, which is a brain illness which they really don't have a cure for. So my family decided to move from Florida all the way to Kansas City so we could spend more time with her. Unfortunately, things just got worse. We had tenants down at our house in Florida that trashed the place, caused a huge financial burden on my family. My grandma passed away, and that's when I sort of went into a state of just a lot of sadness and confusion, almost depression. And I didn't really know why God was letting all these bad things happen to my family when there were really bad people out in the world that good things were happening to them. And I carried that with me to college, just confusion, not knowing if I really believed. When I got to college, I joined a fraternity, and I kind of did the things you would suspect a fraternity guy to do. But luckily, some guys within the fraternity reached out to me. They got me involved in the campus ministry. They convinced me to go to a conference in Denver that's called DCC through Cru, and there was where I found my after with my relationship with God, and my afterword would be convinced, and that's where I found out, not found out, more I was woken up on how it doesn't matter what I do, it's more just through the grace of God that I'm saved, that I'm going to heaven, since I'm constantly putting pressure on myself that I have to be perfect, that I have to do good in school, have to have people like me, have to do good in sports. But my satisfaction really comes now from knowing that God loves me, and it doesn't matter if I mess up because He's going to forgive me, and that His grace is what's going to get me to heaven. And when I went there, that's what they taught me, and I've kind of carried that back. And now, even though sometimes those emotions may come back from when I was struggling before my real relationship with God, I know I have to put my faith in Him and trust Him, because there's a plan that's bigger than me that's happening right now, and bigger than my family, and that everything's just going to work out, and that if I just put my trust in Him, everything will be alright. That's just a short little summary of my story. I'd love to talk with you guys. If you're around campus and you see me, just stop me. I'd love to talk about it. Message me on Facebook. Any way you can contact me, that'd be awesome. Thanks for listening, guys.